lot of crepitations, lot of congestion, lot of crepitation with thirstlessness, it is apis. And it is also very important remedy where you get a chest pain. Even in bryonia, it becomes a very important remedy. When you breathe in, any movement causes chest pain. There are two remedies. And what you and Dr. Salil was explaining you about many cases of pneumonia. But they get the cases when they are in a very advanced stage. But I have treated quite a few cases with only two remedies. Pneumonia, beginning, or pneumonitis, just the beginning. The remedies are bryonia and ranunculus bulbosus. So many cases, just few doses of ranunculus bulbosus and bryonia, either of them, whatever is the indicated, you can literally abort the pneumonical process. You give bryonia 30 repeatedly. Because what is the kind of onset in bryonia? Slow, insidious onset. You know, if you open Boger Synoptici, beautifully written, first line, slow, insidious developing diseases. What does that mean? Even this pneumonia is going to be slow. So what you can do? Simple. Give bryonia at the first stage. When you start getting the pain, when the pleura gets involved, at that stage, if you give it, yeah, either ranunculus or bryonia, depending upon the symptoms, you have to differentiate and give. So it becomes a very important remedy. Yeah, normally 30 potency works beautiful. Repetition, not much, 2 or 3 doses and the patient feels better. You don't, even the acute, such a acute pain disappearing is mind-blowing. You know, the patient may sometimes come with an X-ray, and the remarks are that kindly consider, you know, correlate with clinically, and there is a patch of pneumonitis seen in the right side of the lower lung. You just send, this is on Saturday you receive the X-ray, Monday you send the X-ray for X-ray again. The pain is gone, symptoms are gone, and even the X-ray is cleared off. I mean, just in matter of 48 hours, you can see this result. I mean, it's amazing speed you can see the results. Just 4 hourly. And as soon as the pain is better, you tell the patient to stop. Now we go to the relationship between pulsatilla and natrum mur. All of you know. Natrum mur, like Nux moschata and pulsatilla, we say it, and ignatia, it becomes a very important remedy for psoric kind of asthma. Asthma which is developed after a shock, after emotional shock. And that is why you can see it becomes a very important remedy. And I have treated lot of cases where natrum sulph could have been the remedy, or natrum mur could have been the remedy, and natrum mur also has got a similar symptom as compared to natrum sulph, aggravation from damp. Our materia medica doesn't note this very clearly. And another characteristic of natrum mur is walking is delayed. Walking delayed is natrum muriaticum. Tremendous craving for fish, salt, shock, emotional shock. I had a very interesting case of depression, very bad case of depression. I treated this case, came up to some level, and she became so much of controlling factor in the house, the husband went into depression. So you can see how the remedy can cure the patient, bring that patient back to the original nature. Now we go to the next trio, that is Dulcamara, Rustox, and natrum sulph. This is a very interesting. Dulcamara comes in the initial phases of asthma which is developed after getting wet. Rustox come in the second phase of asthma. Why? There will be some, I explained you in the first session, involvement of the muscles or the back, musculoskeletal involvement along with this. So Rustox comes in second phase. And there are some occasions which I have seen in my practice. I know it is against the principle of homeopathy, still I'll be honest enough to admit, because this has produced the results, that a lot of time you cannot differentiate between these two remedies, Rustox and Dulcamara, and I have seen lot of cases when you alternate this remedy, the worst of the asthma comes under control in a matter of few minutes. It comes under control. As we said, arsenic is the king of asthma, natrum sulph is the queen of asthma. You cannot miss natrum sulph. You cannot treat patients of asthma if you don't use natrum sulph in your practice. Natrum sulph is a typical psychotic hydrogenoid constitution. Slightest of the rain, slightest of the change in temperature, slightest of the change of weather produces a very severe asthmatic response. As soon as there are few drops on the head of the patient, patient will have wheezing problem. As soon as the monsoon starts, mother will come and tell you, as soon as the monsoon starts, my child is down with asthma. Very severe asthma. I cannot manage this child. I give so much of medicine, nothing is working. But as soon as I take my child out on a hill station, he drinks cold drinks, he eats ice cream, nothing happens. This is natrum sulph. As soon as the child is moved away from the damp environment, the patient gets all right. But as soon as I come back to Bombay, the patient is again down with severe asthma. Within 24 hours, the asthma is so severe that I had to admit my child. This is natrum sulphuricum. You can close your eyes and prescribe natrum sulphuricum to these cases, and I can assure you, patient will get all right. Another very, very important thing about natrum sulph, I'll share with you at this stage a very interesting case. I had a patient. She was under my treatment for nearly 2.5 to 3 years. Every month or every 3 months, she would fly from Dubai to take the medicine. Every 3 months, she would come from Dubai to take the medicine. 1 month, 3 months, depending upon the holidays. But in spite of treating her for nearly 2 to 3 years, I could just give her partial relief. I told this patient, I said, go away to some other physician. I'm not able to help you. She refused to do it. Now there was a reason. There were 18 members in the family, 18 members in the family who were suffering from asthma. This was one of the rarest of the family I have seen, where the father, the grandfather, the grandmother, the grandson, the parents, sisters, brothers, uncle, aunts, everybody was suffering. And nearly 17 of them were more or less cured. This particular patient was not cured. So I started interviewing again. The remedy was natrum sulph. Very clear-cut case of natrum sulph. I said, I may be wrong in the potency. I increased the potency, 30, 200, 1 m, partial relief. Again I told the patient, I said, go to some other physician. They'll be able to help you. They said, no, you have helped all our family members. You will definitely be able to help me. So I said, fine. We re-interviewed, still the same.